Oh, so everybody said quiet.
Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Quiet on the side. Action.
All right, let's do it. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Committee on Ordinance. Today it is May 13th and the time is 5:30. I'd like to welcome Councilman Goldkopf, who is visiting us here tonight. Thank you so much, Councilman. Council President Miller, thank you for being here, and for Lieutenant Chaco, as well as the clerks, thank you for all you do, and city solicitor, thank you so much. Mr. Michael Napolitano from the mayor's office, thank you as well. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Chairman Espinal,
Present.
Vice Chairman Shelly Peterson is absent. Councilwoman Mary Kay Harris.
Present.
Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Present.
Councilor Justin Royas is absent. We have 3 present, 2 absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, I'm going to be taking 2 items out of order so we can get through this. So I'll entertain a motion to take item number 5 and number 6 out of order. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilor Harris, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Madam Clerk, you please, I'll entertain a motion to waive the reading on item number 5 and number 6 and continue indefinitely. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas and second by Councilor Harris, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, thank you. Madam Clerk, item number 1, please.
Item number 1, an ordinance in amendment of Chapter 1, Article 10 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Providence entitled City Departments.
Thank you so much. So I introduced this amendment. It's actually, the recreational board is composed of 5 members, 3 appointed by the mayor and 2 appointed by the council. So what I'm looking to do is actually to expand that to 7 members. As you know, the advisory board advises the mayor and the council and the directors on all matters related to recreational facilities and activities. So I felt that it was important to have additional input from a recreational director and perhaps even a student. This is the purpose of that. Today, we're going to be continuing that as I'm looking to hold a public hearing on it, so that we can get everybody here and have an input. So before I move to schedule for a public hearing, if anybody has any questions, I'll entertain that now. If not, we'll just set it for, we'll continue. So hearing no questions, I'll entertain a motion to continue item number 1.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilor Harris. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 1 is continued. Madam Clerk, item number 2, please.
Item number 2, an ordinance amending Chapter 23, Streets, Sidewalks, and Public Places of the Providence Code of Ordinances to add Article 9 entitled Public Parking.
Thank you so much. So my understanding is this is the Councilor Vargas amendment that's been ordinance amendment to the ordinance, which has been for the last couple of months that you've been working on this. So there are certain amendments that you'd like to continue to do on this, and you have any question that we continue this item. If you'd like to speak a little bit about it, I'll entertain that. And we can move to continue.
Sure, thank you very much, Chair, and
Absolutely.
and thank you to all the members here very present. This ordinance is trying to get 4 parking spots for the public who come here and pay taxes and get services out of the city.
Okay.
But we had to do some legal changes to the ordinance to have a better impact and make sure no new administration who comes in the future will be able to remove it. That's why I'm asking you, the chairperson, so we can continue for next hearing. And so I can have more time to work it out and make some.
Absolutely. I don't see a problem with that. Does anybody have any questions pertaining to this? I mean, Councilor Vargas has a wonderful idea. It's centered around the many people that come to City Hall to conduct their businesses. He wants to make sure that there is a number of parking spaces that are free, that are going to be available to them. I think it's a wonderful and innovative idea. I don't have any further questions. Does anybody have any questions? Right, so hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to continue item number 2.
So move.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilor Harris. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 2 is continued. And I'll entertain a motion to take another item out of order.
So move.
Motion is made. by Councilor
Second.
Harris, second by Councilor Vargas. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, so, Madam Clerk, item number 4, please.
Item number 4, an ordinance amending chapter 8 courts, article 1 in general section A-2 dispositions of fines, costs, fees in municipal court of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Providence.
Thank you so much. Do we have anyone presenting on this item here?
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, of course.
so if
Council
you're, thank you, if you're willing, we have our court administrator here tonight, who can explain a little bit more about it, and then there's some thoughts.
Absolutely.
All right.
Stand right up.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
No problem. So
You
this,
think she got to get sworn in?
Madam Clerk, you please swear her in.
sure, please raise your hand. You swear under penalty of perjury that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Please state your name and title for the record. Elizabeth Bettis, I'm the court administrator for municipal. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please have a seat.
So. Thank you. So what we're looking for is a technology surcharge fee to be added to all of the tickets that are heard in municipal court. What we're looking for is a $2 fee, which is less than the $3.25 technology surcharge fee that the state currently offers. This is going to be to fund technological innovations for the court, and it starts getting our technology, what I call kind of the war chest, started, because there is going to be innovation coming in the courts where it starts with being able to process court online, where it's more efficient for people. People have the opportunity to be heard on a digital manner instead of having to take the day off work, worry about how their children are getting to school, worry about the time and money that they have to sacrifice to come in to fight something that they probably don't have the time or money to do. So the court is trying to get with the times. It's 2024. People shouldn't have to miss an entire day of work just to fight a parking ticket, just to fight a speeding ticket. Currently, the software that we utilize is a public safety-based software. It's not compliant with a lot of the requirements for the Secretary of State's office that we're legally required to have for paperwork. That also garner transparency for our constituents. So when people come into the court now, there's not a lot of paperwork that we can give them. There's not a lot of explanation. Verbally, we can do that as clerks and as the administrator. However, people feel a lot more comfortable when they can see something tangible in their hands and say, oh, okay, that's what's going on. This is what I'm going to court for. This is when I'm going to court, and this is how much it costs. In English as well as in Spanish. Because right now, everything that we offer in the municipal court is in English, when it comes to tangible items and things that are on our website and things that relate to software. The software that we're hoping to start using is very user-friendly. People can go online, use the database, see what they have going on, and it takes a lot of the mystique of the court away and makes it a lot more transparent. So it makes the court more accessible, more transparent, and gives people more innovation. This $2 increase on these fees will help to facilitate all of those changes that we're hoping to make as soon as possible. So with the passage of this, it kind of puts us in a very good place and ahead of the game, because these are measures that the state courts have already told us are coming in the future, where we do have language accessibility, where we do have the court's availability online. So rather than getting a price tag that's got sticker shock to it down the road, we're ahead of the curve by doing this. And I think it's going to be really helpful to our constituents.
I'm impressed. Thank you, Council President. As you said, it is 2024. People should not have to lose a day at work. And we know how that can go. Just to perhaps dispute a $25-$35 ticket. So I think what you do and the steps that have been taken here is really forward thinking. So I'm grateful for that. Okay, anybody have any questions? Council President.
I have one story. So this is a great thing for the court for multiple reasons. But right now, the system that we use for parking tickets, like, does not communicate with the rest of our public safety structure, right? So, this winter, fall, I was working with a constituent who had their vehicle stolen. Gave them a great deal of hardship, right? Like, they didn't have money for even like daily transportation. It created a lot of problems. They had a really hard time getting the insurance company to declare it a total loss. This went on for months, right? And they were like at wit's end, you know? It turns out that for the last 6 weeks of this ordeal, that car was parked not that far away from where they lived and accruing tickets. And so there was like there was a police report on the stolen vehicle, but that was in no way in communication with the parking system information. And so this person called me up, like furious, screaming at me, like, how is it possible that the public safety complex doesn't understand, like they knew where my car was, they were ticketing it, but they didn't, because our system does not communicate with itself. An illustration of why we need to help get our stuff in order and get this stuff online.
This is great. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be a lot of money. It's just a couple of dollars. Council happens.
Oh, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm clear. Given, with this addition of this fee, which is $2, which is really not really crazy, you know what I mean? Anybody get a ticket, usually whatever the ticket is, that's what it is. You're saying that right now, with us increasing, we'll be able to get a system that interact with each other? Is that the purpose and the reason behind this?
Yes, so right now, the system that we have is marketed to us as public safety, so it's meant for police. It's meant for parking officers, it's meant to give you statistics and things like that. It's not meant to be used for court. So it's not user friendly, it's not constituent friendly. I can't say, Mrs. Smith, you can go and log in online and type in your ticket number and it'll give you all your information. Our current system doesn't work like that. It's so broken that I can't look someone up by their name. I can't look someone up by their plate. Sometimes I need the exact ticket number to be able to get the information that someone needs. And even then, it's not always accurate. The system that we have right now is very glitchy. It's not compliant with the legal needs, but also with everyday people being able to use it. It's a toss-up as to whether or not I walk in and say, my name's Elizabeth Bettis, and I'd like to see what tickets I have. Well, sometimes the system will have Elizabeth Bettis, sometimes it'll have Elizabeth A. Bettis, sometimes it'll have Elizabeth A. Bettis. And those are all different ways that if you don't look them up exactly that way, they do not show up in the system. Whereas this new technology, this new software, I can look someone up by their date of birth, by their license number, their license plate, by the ticket number, by just their first name, just their last name. And I have different methods of researching so that I can tell them, look, this is exactly what you're here for, when you're supposed to be here, this is exactly what we need from you, and it's done. It's not a guessing game.
Thank you. This is really good.
Any other question, Pro Tem Tom?
Thank you very much. Yes, I think your testimony has been very enlightening in terms of the lack of communication and the mobility of being able to use technology. I just have a couple of questions in reference to finding out, one, has there been any communication with the IT digital department to see it from a perspective of the integration with other systems?
Yes, so it actually has gone through procurement already. And we do have the IT applications manager, Bonnie Howland. She's gone through it to make sure our systems are compatible. And the vendor is also going through with them. The good news is with moving violations, which is where we intend to start with this program, is done through the state. It's a program called JTEC. And every other municipal court utilizes JTEC. And actually this software as well, besides Providence and I believe Pawtucket. So we do know it's compatible. Everything that comes from the state can already go into the system, and we can actually bypass the current vendor for moving violations And then for parking tickets, the current vendor, which is Conduit now Modaxo, utilizes Microsoft Excel spreadsheets,
Mhm.
which are very basic methods of getting information. So it is very user friendly to convert it over into the new system, and the vendor that they have procured is very confident that they can make that.
I mean, is there any, fiscal note on it? What is the estimated annual, revenue generated by this $2 fee?
Sure, so I have a couple of figures, right now, every week, so moving violations, for example. We are split right now between the traffic tribunal and the municipal court because of reliability issues with the current software that we utilize. Sometimes they get lost in transition, going from the officer's car to our system that we have in place right now. So some officers are frustrated with that, and they'll send things exclusively to the traffic tribunal because of that, and that's frankly money out the door and inconvenient to our constituents, having to go all the way to Cranston rather than Providence to solve an issue. This kind of takes that process, and makes it easier. For the 1,700, I believe it is the number weekly we get in red light and speed camera tickets. And I would say approximately on the docket, we have about 70 to 120 a week in moving violations. And then parking violations, it's substantial. When all is said and done, if every ticket that the municipal court heard or had in the last year had been paid, with this $2 fee on it, it would have been somewhere around $650,000 that we received from that $2 fee for the tickets just being
Per year?
per year.
Great, thank you, that's significant.
Is that it?
That's it for now.
Thank you, Councilor Gonzalez.
Mine is more of a, thank you, Chairman, more of a compliment and a comment, but I want to thank you for taking the system that's seemingly antiquated, working towards modernizing it, making it more innovative. And I just want to thank Council President for her leadership on this, but also you, Elizabeth, for all the work that you're doing, the courts, just to see this through. So thank you so much for your leadership on this.
Thank you, Councilor Waters.
Thank you much, Chair. Thank you for being here today. The question is, out of these $2 that we're going to be charging, so it's not going to be 25 anymore, it's going to be 27 when they print out the ticket? And so, and the ones that we get to the police officer, goes to the judge will tell you when you want to pay, it's going to be a surcharge for $2 there too?
Yes, so when the ticket is issued by the officer, instead of a $96 speed ticket, for the city of Providence, it'll be a $98 speeding ticket. Whereas when you get a ticket written to the traffic tribunal, it's a $96 fee, that's by statute. And then it says $3.25 technology surcharge fee.
On the state, yeah.
Ours will say the same thing, but it'll go to the city instead of the.
And these,
Sure.
thank you. And these $2 that we going to be charging, they will go to the general fund or is going to go just to the municipal court? Funds.
Sure, we actually don't have a revenue, in the municipal court per se. It goes into something with public safety. I know the police get a portion of it that they're accountable for. The municipal court processes the money and we're responsible for producing it, but it does actually go to a different fund, which is tied to the general fund. So as far as I know, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, it is going into the general fund and not anything that is particularly allocated for the municipal court.
It does, nothing in the language specifically says that it doesn't have to go to the general fund. If the court did have their own account, by this ordinance, you do it yourself, is that what you do? But whatever account that they are using, if it is tied to the general fund, absolutely, that's all we'll begin.
Go ahead, Councilor Waters.
Thank you. Last but not least, because some speeding camera money should go back into the community. That was the question. What about these $2 that we want to charge extra? Are they going to be separate from the speeding cameras money that we're supposed to get back into the community? Or they were going to get together and going back to the community?
I'm actually not sure. I apologize. I haven't been told or kind of kept privy to what the financials behind it are. I do know that with moving violations, we do have a financial distribution that we're responsible for sharing those costs with the state from our revenue. When it comes to the city issued tickets like parking or speed cameras, or the red light cameras, I'm not sure how they allocate. I think that they all come in the same way. If it is something that you would like us to keep separately, it absolutely is a bookkeeping measure that we can do through statistical data at the court where we separate the $2 fee so that you can track how much we actually bring in.
Thank you.
Okay. So, let me just add, it sounds like, there is no clear, home for these dollars, whether it be in the general funding or special account. So I would suggest that if you really want it specifically for this, for the technology, you might want to look into that, so that it doesn't get lost somewhere else. So that you will produce this, revenue for that purpose.
Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Hearing none, I think it's a wonderful ordinance, and I thank Council President for the leadership on this and the work that you've done. So with that said, I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilman Vargas, second by Councilman Harris, all in favor, aye. Aye, opposed, the ayes have it. And this both, item number 4 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you for all you
for
do.
coming
Thank
to me.
Madam Clerk, item number 3, please.
Item number 3, an ordinance amending chapter 13, housing of the Providence Code of Ordinances to add Article 9, multi-unit dwellings.
All right, thank you so much. This item here, the sponsor, Councilor Peterson, is actually had, unfortunately, had a commitment that she could not get out of. And she did say that she'll be here later, but I doubt that she'll make it time. I really need to hold everybody up. I know your time is precious. So, I think we'll, I'll make a motion to continue.
Before we do that, sir, can we enter the testimony so that it can be
The exhibit.
exhibit 3A, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'll entertain a motion to enter into the record, exhibit 3A. So moved.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilwoman Harris. All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Exhibit 3A is not part of the record.
Thank you.
So I will now entertain a motion to continue. Yes. Well, we're just gonna continue the item. You can come back at that time. I'm sorry. But it's not, if we enter into a discussion, we'll be hearing the case, it is not fair to be a sponsor, as she will not be able to be here to answer any concerns or any questions that you might have.
Oh, I totally understand that. I would just say if there's, yes, we can restate what we need to say, and then at the end of the day, we can still make it, but at least that information will be shared with the community.
I would hate to put something on record when the sponsor is not here and when I respond to you, that, I really apologize. But the best way is to continue, and then I will let you know when it's on again.
And if there's any chance to sort of say, I don't know, on Monday would be amazing if it's possible, because I would have to go 6. Thank you.
Say that again, so
If
you.
it's at all possible to do it on anything but Monday, it'd be awesome, but obviously maybe you have to make a decision.
Well, that's really no problem. We actually meet on Wednesdays.
Okay.
It's just that we had this one occasion where we needed to hear certain cases, but, you drove 3 hours.
Yeah, it's long story. I was in Amherst and I had to drive to the Cape work and it came back. So it's been a long day, but that's not your problem.
Well, not the problems.
Thank you.
So I'll entertain a motion to continue.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilor Harris, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 3 is continued. Madam Clerk, being that there is no further business on the calendar, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Motion is made by Councilor Vargas, second by Councilwoman Harris, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.